likely to make out and have sex than those who didn't. Shocker, I know. Just so we're all on the same page, legally sexting refers to sexual photo, video, and text messages sent using a cell phone. The national campaign found that across the board, about 40% of teens have sent sexually suggestive messages. A quarter of high schoolers and a third of college students admit to having sent and received nude pictures. Sending text sex was more common amongst young men, while sending nude or semi-nude photos was more common amongst women. And 61% of the women said that they felt pressured to send the pictures. So this makes me wonder, why is sexting so common amongst teens? It's unfortunate that a huge part of it is feeling pressured. Being a teenager is full of all kinds of sexual pressures, so I suppose sexting is just a modern addition to that list. Another big part of it is that, well, they think it's fun and sexy, another huge shocker. When I was a rambunctious youngin', I also remember feeling like sexting was less intimidating than in-person flirting. The phone made the exchange kind of abstract, it was less awkward, and it felt like there were fewer consequences. Text sex won't get you pregnant or give you an STI, but my teens preceded picture sex, which are a whole other can of worms. On their own, they won't get you pregnant, usually, but about 1 in 5 sexters admit to sharing the photos they receive with a friend or 2 or 3. This suggests that teens aren't being taught the importance of respecting their partner's privacy. Another study found that a third of teens didn't think about the legal ramifications, situations where it's considered child pornography and could get them labeled a sex offender. Yeah, the laws are stupidly behind. So what's to be done? We live in a high-tech, hyper-sexualized world. Sexting isn't going away, and thus experts advise that it needs to be discussed early. Kids as young as 11 have admitted to sexting unbeknownst to their parents. And the conversations about sex tend to focus on don't do it, just don't do it. But this isn't adequate preparation. Teens need to understand that it's under no circumstances okay to pressure someone into sexting, nor is it okay to share someone's photos. That both of these behaviors are disrespectful and increasingly illegal. Teens also need to be informed about what the risks of sexting actually are, how to be safe, to understand harm-reducing alternatives, and how to navigate situations where they're being pressured. All of this starts with open, gentle, and non-confrontational conversations with teens, perhaps asking what they know about sexting and what they think about it to start. So, what do you guys think about sexting? Share your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you next time.
Flying cars are awesome.
Flying cars are terrible.
Pubic hair, it's awesome! Well, according to me, and also science. Hey everyone, welcome to D News. I'm Lacey Green. There's a noticeable trend these days toward removing pubic hair, a fad that's pretty new, given that in the past it wasn't as much of a thing. Definitely not in the 70s. Our parents loved their pubes. As far back as the 1400s, pubic hair was fashionable. In fact, if someone had to remove it, like if they had lice, there were pubic wigs called merkins that people would wear until it grew back, which I actually just think is hilarious, a pubic wig. Gripes that we hear these days about oral sex and pubic hygiene are relatively new, and so too are the array of razors, tweezers, electric shavers, waxes, creams, expensive hair removal procedures, all with the aim of keeping you clean and sexy. But is pubic hair really that dirty and terrible? Scientifically speaking, no. Pubic hair itself actually serves some important evolutionary functions. It's a protector of the treasure. It exists to provide a bumper from the irritating friction of sex. It also serves to keep harmful bacteria and pathogens out. Pubic hair also harbors pheromones, an erotic scent unique to each person that you subconsciously pick up on in a partner. There are more obvious practicalities as well. If you have sensitive skin, shaving super sucks. It can be irritating because the hair removal inflames the hair follicles, which can cause itchy, burny, nasty discomfort. This irritation, when paired up with a moist environment that is the genitalia, creates a perfect place for unpleasant bacteria to grow. Strep, staph boils, cellulitis, colitis, and pustules on the genitals are more common in people who shave regularly. Shaving and waxing also make you more vulnerable to sexually transmitted infections that spread by touching, such as herpes or genital warts, because it's easier to contract with little tiny openings in your skin. Of course, shaving isn't a certain recipe for disaster, and lots of people do it and they don't get pustules or herpes or anything terrible. It can be fun, a way to change it up, to feel extra sexy, but it is a personal thing that, in light of the medical facts, isn't necessarily for everyone. Basically, you should be free to do you, whatever that is. Alright guys, you knew it was coming. What's your pubic hair preference? Do you like to shave, trim, grow it out? Let me know down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more D News.
Does size really matter? Evolution says it might. Hello, men and women of Earth. Trace here, reporting for D News. A new study was released today that shows and grows the belief that size does matter, evolutionarily speaking. But does it? Of all primates, humans have the largest penis, gorillas have the smallest, and science wondered why that would be. Now we have an idea. The ladies picked their mates prior to having sex with them. The researchers showed women computer-animated male figures accounting for traits normally associated with male attractiveness, like height and shoulder-to-hip ratio. But they added in flaccid penis size. Everyone finds taller men more attractive, it's just generally accepted. But when paired with the ideal body ratio and a larger penis size, attractiveness increased. In a nutshell, the results found that flaccid penis size did affect levels of attraction for women. Taller dudes with larger, flaccid penises were considered more attractive. The scientists wanted to know why are our penises larger relative to the size than other primates, and if females can affect the evolution of the male member in a species. Yes, in a nutshell, female sexual selection can influence the size of a phallus over time. Girl power. Simply put, before we started wearing clothes 170,000 years ago, the females of our species would mate with males who had larger, flaccid penises. As the selection continued, generation over generation, human penises gradually got larger. It seems like a win-win to me. Guys, this is important. Flaccid penises range in size, and if you're really concerned about the size of your member, you're probably thinking of it when it's erect. The average erect penis is around 5.5 inches, perhaps because evolution cultivated a phallus that best fit with the size of the vagina, which is about 4 inches. But this study only tested flaccid penises, not erect ones. The Kinsey Institute points out that the averages for flaccid penises are like 1 to 4 inches. Whereas erect is between 5 and 7, the smaller flaccid penis is increasing in size way more than the larger. Why should we evolutionarily look for size to matter? A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine indicates that women report having more frequent orgasms with larger penises, but the obsession over size shrinks when you look at a myriad of studies that show the best predictor of sexual satisfaction is enjoying the company of the person attached to the penis, not the actual penis attached to the person. In worthwhile relationships and attachments, confidence and attraction wins over big dongs every time. For me, the study seems to miss the idea surrounding forcible mate selection in the history of our evolution. Were females hundreds of thousands of years ago free to select mates as they wish? This might be a little oversharing for some, but does size matter to you? What's the big deal? Tell us your stories in the comments, and before you zoom off to find a ruler, make sure you follow us on Twitter and find us on Facebook and...
Birds in Nebraska are evolving at an insanely fast rate. What is causing this strange phenomenon? Oh, we are. Sorry, birds.
We all know that the penis is a sensitive organ, and yet there are many who choose to cut off a chunk of their kid's manhood. But what does this do to the penis? Hello everyone, thanks for watching D News today. The practice of circumcision dates back thousands of years, popping up in ancient cultures across Asia, Africa, Australia, and the Americas, all of them independently, before any knew that the other existed. It's practiced in Muslim, Christian, and Jewish populations. Worldwide rates vary, but in the US from 1980 to 1999, 65% of the babies were cut. And today, it's closer to 56%. Rates have been falling since 1960, actually. Nationally, 3 out of 4 babies get the procedure in the Midwest, 2/3 in the Northeast, and a little over half in the South, but only a 1/5 in the West. Circumcision is the act of slicing the foreskin off of the penis. A natural penis has skin covering its head or glands. but a circumcised one does not. A DiscoveryNews.com article describes the foreskin as an eyelid for the penis, which is actually kind of a weird analogy, but they are similar in that there is a mucous membrane on the inside. The adult foreskin is about 12 square inches of skin containing specialized nerve endings. From a sexual standpoint, circumcision removes 1/3 of the erogenous tissue of the male genitalia. As the penis and clitoris come from the same sedal tissue, they're homologous, the analogous organ to the foreskin is the clitoral hood. Obviously, there's a ton of debate as to the real benefits of circumcision, and it doesn't help that the policies keep shifting. In 1999, the American Academy of Pediatrics issued a statement calling the practice into question, saying that the risks didn't outweigh the benefits. But now a new compilation study done by the Mayo Clinic claims that the benefits outweigh the risks 100-1. According to their findings, over their lifetime, half of all men will require some kind of foreskin-related medical attention. Circumcision reduces risks of urinary tract infection, prostate cancer, and sexually transmitted diseases, as well as the risk of cervical cancer is reduced for the female partners of men who have been circumcised. In fact, the World Health Organization recommended the procedure for any country attempting to battle HIV infection. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. The United Nations World Health Organization has a pruned penis policy? Yeah, it does. And a 2010 study from PLOS ONE explains why. See, the foreskin isn't just an extra bit of skin down there on the bits. Foreskin is a protective mucous membrane layer. So it also attracts bacteria. Actually, according to the study, the foreskin has its own microbiome. For the study, researchers from Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health looked under the hood of uncircumcised penises, and they found anaerobic bacteria. That's bacteria that lives without oxygen. Studying Ugandan men before and after circumcision, the researchers discovered that this previously unknown anaerobic bacteria disappeared in the year after uncircumcised men were circumcised, forever altering the individual microbiome of the male penis. It is known from other studies that Langerhans cells normally live under the foreskin as well, and they're commonly attacked by HIV. So perhaps that's why HIV transmission is so much lower in circumcised men, but they're still figuring this out. In the end, the practice is ancient and fascinating, but is it necessary? Not at all. And there is still a roaring debate about removing 1/3 of penile erogenous tissue, issues of cleanliness, not to mention possible side effects of the major trauma of cutting off part of the genitalia. But what do you think? Most people have opinions, and this is your turn to bear it all. Go down into the comments, make sure you subscribe, and come back for more D-News.
Recently I talked about 5 reasons sex hurts vaginas sometimes, to which some commenters were all like, but what about the penises? It's true. Sex can hurt penises too. Statistically, the most common reason for people with penises to have painful sex, which is a bit of a tongue twister, is something called Peyronie's disease. It's a buildup of scar tissue or plaque which leads to a curvature of the penis, which then leads to painful intercourse. If your penis looks more like this than this, yeah, might want to go see your urologist. Next up, for uncircumcised penis havers, phimosis and paraphimosis can lead to painful intercourse. In the case of phimosis, when the penis becomes erect, the foreskin won't fully retract. In the case of paraphimosis, when that erect penis begins to do too mess, the foreskin won't fully recover the old glands. If you've ever heard one of those jokes about a guy popping some Viagra and then having an erection that just won't go away already! Oh! The punchline is priapism. Not so funny sounding now, is it? These painful erections that will not go away and usually require medical treatment might in fact be caused by something like Viagra or other medications, but it might also be linked to blood disorders or genital injury. Either way, that is an erection that you probably don't want. In the same way they can cause painful sex for people with vaginas, skin disorders can also lead to painful sex for people with penises. Skin conditions including psoriasis, balanitis, and dermatitis can all irritate the skin, particularly particularly on the head of the penis, leading then to painful sex. Finally, bedroom moves gone horribly wrong can lead to probably the most painful sex of your life because, oh my god, you just fractured your penis. You know you fractured your penis when you hear a popping sound, followed then by discoloration and swelling of the penis. Statistically, they're quite rare, but they do happen, and in fact, in one study that I was looking at, one guy fractured his penis simply because his pants were too tight. If you do fracture your penis, though, it's important that you go to the hospital as soon as possible because if left untreated, a fractured penis can lead to erectile dysfunction, which is another video for another time. Penises, 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 penises.
Hey guys, today I'm gonna go over how big is too big and that type of whole like, is a penis ever too big? Is it something that can actually detract from sex, or if it's just the bigger the better? I feel like I've already talked about this a little bit, but it was more like my own personal preference. I had a friend from Magic actually who messaged me and said how big is too big in my opinion because he's had girls that actually won't have sex with him because it's too big. And I have a few thoughts on that and I gave them to him, but I thought I would share with the community as well because you guys are always interested in what I think about penises, which is awesome because I love penises as well and I also love talking about penises. But as you guys know, I'm a little bit weird because for me no penis can be too big and a big penis is just kind of cool and sexy and awesome and it's something that I desire and I really like big penises, and I know a bunch of girls who say that either size doesn't matter or a certain size might be too big, but in theory, logically and physically, a penis can't really be too big. Now let's think about this for a second. Like, okay, so let's say a penis is this fucking long, right? It's like a really long fucking penis. Now, aside from your own personal problems that you're gonna have, like you're not gonna be able to produce enough blood to make it stay as hard as a smaller penis, let's say, which doesn't really happen until like 10 plus inches, so it's not really something that normal guys will think about. But when you actually think about having intercourse with a woman, it might suck for you, but there's no possible way that she can say that this penis is too big because you choose how far in you're going to stick the penis. It's not like you just have to jam the penis all the way in until your pelvic bone is hitting her fucking vagina. You know, like, of course that takes away some sensation for you because you're not getting your whole shaft enveloped in this warm gooey goodness, right? But you can just control not impaling her with your penis. So that kind of goes out the window. Now, thinking about girth, in theory, you're not going to be able to stick a tree trunk into a tiny Asian girl, right? That just makes sense. But most guys are not fucking bigger than this. And the same goes for trying to stick something into an anus or to have anal sex, right? You just have to lube it up properly. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, work it around with your fingers or your tongue or lube it up properly. Use lube. Condoms, even lubed condoms, do not come with enough lube. They just don't. Now, I had a guy that I know who was talking about how he usually only has sex with Asian girls, and the Asian girls he has sex with complains that they can't fit his gigantic penis into them, and it's too big, and it's too thick, and it just doesn't work. Now, when I had sex with this person, that was kind of the case at first, and he is thick, you know, he's got a nice sized penis, but it's not like an actual issue if you just like do a little bit of foreplay or lube the condom. He didn't lube the condom, so the condom was like really frictiony and awful, and that's the reason that he couldn't get into my vagina. Sure, I have a tight vagina, that's fine, but that doesn't stop me from taking penises, you know, that are slightly bigger than it. Our bodies and our vaginas especially are meant to adapt, and that's why vaginas can never be too loose or too tight, because they just go back to their normal size, you know, after being worked out for a while, and they also, you know, are elastic to accommodate a big penis. So I feel like a lot of the women who are talking about how, oh, penis is too big, this and that, or, you know, it doesn't really work out because his penis is too big and I don't want to have sex with him, they either just don't know that you're supposed to have a little bit of foreplay involved with like lubing it up and making sure it's extra, you know, it's just like viscous lube and very like, you know, easy to just slip right in. It makes it slip right in if you just use lube, even if you're tight and, you know, even if she's tight and you're big is what I meant to say. Or They're just saying that because they don't want to have sex with you, and that's the only way that they could possibly convey that without hurting your feelings. I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not having sex with a girl, but you're also gonna be like, wow, she thinks my penis is huge. And that's something that kind of works. Like when women don't really want to have sex with you anymore, or they don't want to hurt your feelings and they're not really into it, you know, maybe they aren't turned on by a huge penis, or maybe they've had experiences where, you know, their pussy is too tight to fit this gigantic penis, but they're basically just saying it because they don't want to have sex with you and they want to let you down in a very humane way. I mean, it makes sense. Like, my guy's penis is too big, so we only have sex once in a while. Or, oh, I don't really like the pain, so we only have sex once in a while. You can negate all of these problems with lube and with not impaling your girl with your penis right away. Now, this is like completely separate from what I think, because I think penis.
Hey guys, I just want to let you guys know something that I am not sure you are aware of, and if you're not aware of it, I want to let you know because I feel like I am not getting enough of these types of messages, and I feel like I'm not getting my point across. I want more dick pics. I feel like every time I go on Snapchat, every time I open up an Instagram DM, I am not seeing enough penises, and I feel like it is having a very negative and detrimental impact on my life. I feel like I am not the only girl that believes that by getting a dick pic, not only does it make us feel good about ourselves, but it makes us want you more. It makes us like you more. It makes us want to pursue a meaningful relationship with you. I haven't received enough dick pics. I mean, I still receive 50 to 100 dick pics a day, and sometimes I'll even get more depending on what kind of snaps I'm posting that day, but recently I've definitely noticed a decline in dick pics. I've been getting people sending me questions, guys actually trying to talk to me, which is like absurd. Like, excuse me, why are you trying to get to know me as a person? Like, send me a pic of your dick, please. You know, or guys like sending me pictures of their family outings. Like, I don't care about your family. Like, I don't care that you are climbing a mountain or a missionary in Africa. Like, just send me a dick pic, please. Like, do I mean absolutely nothing to you? Every time I get a dick pic or a dick snap, I think to myself, wow, you know, he sent me a dick pic last night, so I think things are getting really, really serious. Oh my god, Mom, Gerald just sent me a picture of his dick. You wanna see it? Oh my god, look at that dick! When I get a dick pic from a guy, I think, wow, like, that is hubby material. If you're wondering when is a good time to send me a dick pic, all the time. Send me a dick pic while I'm at work. Send me a dick pic while I'm in class. Send me a dick pic while I'm out to dinner with my family. Send me a dick pic while I'm at my grandfather's 87th birthday party. There is no wrong time to send me a dick pic. If you're gonna send me a dick pic while you're jerking off at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm trying to go to sleep because I have to wake up early the next morning, totally send me a dick pic. There is nothing better than being woken up at 3 a.m. out of a deep sleep to a dick. If you have a girlfriend, send me a dick pic. If you're married, send me a dick pic. If you are a respectable politician, send me a dick pic. And if you took this video seriously, take your phone or your camera and throw it out the window. That's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up for dick pics and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye! Oh my gosh, is this weird? Today I'm going to be doing a love and sex Q&A on my channel for Valentine's Day. I think today is Valentine's Day. Is it Valentine's Day? Is it Valentine's Day? I don't know. If you don't have a Valentine, I will be your Valentine. It is official. Mwah. So I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me whatever question you may have for me that is love and sex related. So let's start with the first question from Panda Torres. What's the longest amount of time you've gone without having sex? Well, I lost my virginity when I was 17, so I'd have to say that 17 years is probably the longest time. But if you mean like in my adult life, I'd have to say right now, I really feel like I might be asexual because I have no desires or urges or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, I'd rather just eat pizza and hang out with my dog. How long has it been? I don't even want to count. Next question is from Alexa Gari. Do you want to get married and have kids one day? I'm 25 and I am single as I sometimes find it really hard to even imagine myself like getting married, and I don't even know if I want to get married. I want to have a wedding, but I don't know if I want to be with somebody for the rest of my life. I want to have kids though, 100%. Like, do I expect to get married? Probably. Do I expect my marriage to work out? But I do expect to have kids, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about life is having children or adopting kids. I feel like your children are a continuation of you, and even when you die, the legacy will live on for your children. Next question is from Caitlin A. Needell. I think I said that right. Can you still remember your first crush? There was this boy in first grade. His name was Curtis. I was super in love with him because he looked like a dead ringer from Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone, which is one of my favorite movies. There was one problem between Curtis and I, and that was that I didn't speak English at that point in my life. I still spoke only Czech because I had just moved from the Czech Republic and we didn't understand each other, so the only way that I could communicate was through quick, short, loving glances at Curtis. And Curtis was like, why is this weird bitch staring at me? Next question's from Crybaby Videos. What age do you think it is appropriate to start having sex? Definitely like 9. Just kidding. It differs from person to person because like some people mature so much faster than others. My brother is in high school and he tells me all the crazy things that happen in high school, and I'm just like, you kids need to slow it down a little bit, okay? I feel like such a mom saying that, but it's true. I don't think there is a specific age when you should start having sex. It should just happen when it happens organically with a person that you love, with a person that you feel comfortable with. Don't rush into it, and if you feel ready at 17, that's okay. If you feel ready at 25, that's okay. If you never feel ready, then perhaps you should go see a therapist about that. Next question is from Theodora Yodanova. I'm so sorry. What's your favorite person? I think of Frank as a person, so I'd have to say Frank is my favorite person. Gertie. A turn on and a turn off. Big turn on for me is a guy that can make me laugh. Anyone with like a great sense of humor who doesn't take themselves too seriously, I cannot stand. Okay, and this is a turn off. I cannot stand guys who are so serious. I'm such a serious man. Look at my serious muscles with my serious Jaguar, with my serious gym membership. I hate that. Oh my god, like I would rather be with a goofy guy who doesn't take himself seriously and who just like laughs and has a good time and likes to frolic through the daisies with me. Okay, next. Hannah Robin, ever had a pregnancy scare? Oh my gosh, I'm one of those really irrational people. I am celibate and I still have pregnancy scares. Like every time I'm late for my period, I'm like, oh my god, am I pregnant? I remember one time I was like 3 months late on my period and I kept like denying to myself. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm not gonna get a pregnancy test. But like 3 months went by and I didn't have my period. Then finally I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the hospital and like find out what's going on. So I went to the hospital and they did an ultrasound, they did blood work, and I don't know, it's just weird. My period just decided to take a vacation for 3 months, and thank Jesus I wasn't pregnant because I am not ready for children. Next question is from Disney Barbie. Spit or swallow? Spit. I'm sorry. I know. Does that make me a bad person? Next question is from Deanna T. How do you spend your Valentine's Day if you don't have a boyfriend? Love you. I love you too. Spend it with your single friends or your family members or your mom who's given up on her marriage. Just kidding. Just go out. There's plenty of single people in this world that are just like really lonely on Valentine's Day. Go see that movie, How to Be Single, in theaters. Oh my gosh, I might go see that movie tonight because I really want to see that movie because I love Rebel Wilson. Next question is from Zoe J0478. If you were a guy, would you sit and play with your balls all day? Like they say they would play with their boobs if they were a girl. LOL. I don't know. I don't think I'd play with my balls. I'd probably like, you know, touch my penis a few times because, like, whoa, this thing's so cool, but I don't know if I would sit around playing with my balls because I don't appreciate when guys play with their balls. I mean, when you play with your boobs, that's not really like a big deal, but like your balls are kind of dirty, so it's like I don't want to be shaking hands with people and then they don't know, but I've been touching my balls. I mean, I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, so out of common courtesy and respect, I wouldn't do it to other people. Cinnamon Spice 82, what does sex feel like? Make a hole, and then take these two fingers, and then that's how it feels like. It's like one of those things that you can't really explain or put into words, and if there was a way to put it into words, I'm pretty sure someone on Yahoo Answers has sufficiently answered it. Like, it is a very legitimate question, but I feel like I am too awkward of a person to answer that question. Next question is from Miss Christy X. How can you get over someone who has gone out with your best friend, started to beat yourself up over losing your best friend? By the way, I love you too. So I'm guessing your ex-boyfriend is now going out with your best friend, and whoa, sorry, I'm against that. Like, if any one of my girlfriends, and I don't really have a lot of girlfriends, but if any of them did that to me, I would probably call them up and have a very angry talk with them, and then probably spread rumors and lies about them all over the internet. But yeah, that is not cool, and those people clearly don't care about your feelings. Those people don't deserve a place in your life, and I think that you're better off just doing your best to separate yourself from them. Just ignore them, cut them out of your life because they are unnecessary. I mean, I don't even know them, but I don't like them. And I'll answer one more question, and this one's from Future Beautician 97. Do you believe that sex feels better or is more enjoyable for men than women? Please explain. I feel like it's easier for guys to have sex because they can just like whip it out and bam, and for girls it's like a little bit more complicated. But I think that when a girl enjoys it, it might be more enjoyable than a guy enjoying it, if that makes any sense. I definitely think that the men in my life have always enjoyed it more though, because I have never really enjoyed it. Isn't that sad? Okay, so that's it for today's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully things didn't get too awkward for you over there. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like Q&As, and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.